He doesn't sound like a confident like candidate, but okay. Okay, we have finally have audio. Hooray! Sorry, folks. That first been a long time without audio, but we finally have it. Nah, that's a good joke. Funny. Because you won't let them happen. You won't let the questions happen. Well, obviously, no. Mischaracterization. Straw men again. Yep. basically like being anti-democrat and like all the ways that are bad for like no good reason. You can get actually steal their voters if you just like would have taken money from the federal government and said like, hey, look, I like healthcare. I'm following the Democrats' plan, but like I got you healthcare. Give me credit. Talk about what? Yeah, I hope so. They can get to work. Doesn't matter if they live. They can get to work. Go to your retail job. Yeah. Pay no attention. Oh hell yeah. Can't be no crassus. Mm-hmm. Get it out, Tony. back in corporations' pockets. Yep. Sounds like John Mackey. Does. Yeah. He's struggling with it. Don't be sorry, Tony. Don't let him make you speak sorry. Surplus. lack of funding. Maybe if the teachers had a union. The sons and daughters of those parents. Yeah. Sorry about that, folks. Tim is. Data. Looks like he should be fighting Unstoppable. shit! No, wrong thing. I'm trying to mess with stuff to get you to. Oh, my bad. Here, let me try again. A new sheriff in town. Okay. Oh yeah, dude. Here, way better. Oh yeah, Tim. Can you hear me? Sorry, folks.
Sure that they don't have a worker shortage. They come up with great ideas. Some of them actually, about upskilling people to make sure they have the skills for advanced manufacturing. Other people are going to be putting affordable housing up, making childcare more available. Those are the things that we need to do.
Mr. Michels?
Yes, thank you, Frederica. Great question. So everywhere I go across Wisconsin, from Kenosha to Superior, from La Crosse to Sheboygan, Fond du Lac, Wausau, everywhere in between, I hear about the help wanted signs that are out. We need more workers. Farmers are telling me about it. Manufacturing companies are telling me about it. I have two solutions. Number one, we're going to get people off of their couches and get them back to work. We created an entire class of lazy people during COVID, and it's time to get them back engaged in our economy, to stop just sending them the unemployment checks, the COVID subsidy.
No, yeah, businesses have been doing that since we got
those
checks.
And that's how they got lazy. The second thing we're going to do
They
is
need to pay
this
fucking
tax
more.
reform that I
It's
talked
that
about
fucking
earlier.
simple.
We're going to make Wisconsin a much more attractive place to live. People, young students that are getting out of college, they're going to want to stay here. Military members that are getting out of the service, they'll want to come back to Wisconsin or relocate to Wisconsin because it's such a great state to raise a family in, and we have a great work ethic here.
Time is up, and let's go now to Victor Jacobo.
There are approximately 75,000 undocumented immigrants living in Wisconsin, as well as about 7,000 recipients of the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program, often referred to as DACA. Would you support driver's licenses and in-state tuition for undocumented immigrants and DACA recipients? Why or why not? Mr. Michels, you have 1 minute.
Yes, thank you for that question, Victor. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to make sure that our border is secure. No sovereign nation can be sovereign if we have this leaky border that we have. There's been 3
It's like all the Canadians coming in, Tim.
immigrants that have come into this country in the 20 months of the Joe Biden administration. That should stop. Now, I'm all for more immigrants in Wisconsin. We need more. I just talked about help wanted signs everywhere.
I mean, yeah, that's why. That's what makes a good country.
This is a federal issue. We should expand the federal immigration plan so that the people that want to come to America and pursue their American dream have their opportunity.
I'm just waiting for
and then America has the opportunity to make sure that bad guys aren't coming across the border because they seek a opportunity here to have more crime, like we're seeing with a lot of the gangs that are out there. So, yeah, I want to make sure that we have more workers, but we cannot reward bad behavior, and no driver's license for illegals.
Governor?
I'm still trying to battle the issue of lazy Wisconsinites when we have so few people that are unemployed in the state of Wisconsin. But that said, let's go to the next question. I think this is a very critical question. It shows the differences between the two people here. Yes, we have 70,000 people, undocumented people in the state of Wisconsin. Most of them are working hard, whether they're in our factories, whether they're in an agriculture area. If we don't do something, well, I mean, if those people would leave the agriculture industry, we would no longer be the dairy state, folks. We depend on that labor, and they provide great labor. We need to be able to say to them, yeah, you should be able to have a driver's license. You should be able to do it. It'll be safer because they'll have to take a test. In addition, DACA kids should be able to get in-state tuition. That's the least we can do for all the work these people are doing.
Thank you, Governor. We have another question, and this is a 30-second question, and Victor has that.
Candidates.
I mean, they asked Trump this.
If you lose in November and following the normal processes of county canvases and potential recounts, do you commit to respect the outcome of this gubernatorial election and acknowledge it as fair and final?
I mean, it's what they do now. It's you cry foul if you don't win.
That's my job as governor.
You're helping the Russians or the Chinese help the other side if you lost.
At the local districts across the state that frankly we owe them our thanks. Yes, I did it
Oh, look,
last
there's some
time.
Democrat
Yes,
dating a
no matter
Chinese
who
girl.
wins,
She must be a
my
spy.
opponent or me, I will certify that election. Absolutely.
Mr. Michels?
Yes, of course I will certify the next election. And there's all these radical conspiracy theories about Republicans and they won't certify election. I spent 12 years on active duty. I took that oath of office. I swore to
Emphasis on the word
uphold and
fix.
defend the Constitution. Of course I'm going to certify the next election. But what I want to make sure after I'm governor that we're not having these conversations 2 years from now, 4 years from now, and beyond. I'm going to fix the election process and make sure that no one in Wisconsin, no
Damn
There
right.
is another question about election integrity.
Thank you. We have time
I
for
missed part
one
of it. Did they
final
ever talk
question,
about
and because you've been so efficient, you'll actually get 90 seconds for this
I was
one.
trying to make
Let's
sure the
go
audio
to
was,
our
was all
last
right.
question. It's our cleanup question,
yeah, I
Dan.
failed for half of that. It was on, then it
During
went
this
off, and it
debate
went back
or
on.
in ads,
off.
you have heard things
off
said
again,
about
so
you
that's on again
that you
now.
believe are just plain wrong. In this last question, we want to give you a chance to set the
Hey.
record straight. What has been said about you that you really want to knock down? Our first question and response goes to Mr. Michels.
Yeah, Dan, thank you for this opportunity. Yeah, the other side, they spent tens of millions of dollars trying to characterize me as radical and irresponsible. That's anything but the truth. So, one of them is that we have a bad culture at Michels Corporation. Let me give you some numbers. The first number is there's been 5 sexual allegations
actually
over the
damn good.
62-year history of our company, and
type of the
0
culture at
of
Michels
them
Company. It's
have been
fucking
found to be
sweet.
true. We have a tremendous
all right?
culture.
We don't
a
need-
tremendous
Hot babes
culture of
love it
respect.
there.
Respect
God,
for women.
here's the thing, like,
respect for
like
minorities,
everyone's just
respect
like
for
looks
everybody.
hot and has big
Ask
tits
anyone
and,
that
like,
works at
bunch of
Michels.
women
You know,
out.
8,000
It's fucking
employees,
cool.
with spouses,
It's fucking
with
cool.
nieces
It's
and nephews.
culture, bro.
You can find
It's
some.
America,
They will
bro.
tell you what a tremendous culture
America,
that
bro.
we have. Here we are trying to throw one of Wisconsin's greatest businesses under the bus for political gain. That's one of the big differences in this election cycle. Are we going to elect people that have done real things in life, people that have made payroll, that have made tough decisions, that have actually created jobs, not just talk about creating jobs, but done it. I've created thousands of jobs, thousands of non-union jobs, thousands of union jobs, and I know how to get things done. The Governor Evers administration, all he wants to do is blame others and talk
Stay
about
away
more
from these. They're
resources,
gonna
more
fuck you up.
money. It's not my fault. It's the legislature's fault. It's the parole commissioner's fault. I'm a leader that will take responsibility. I'm a man of integrity, and we will have a better Wisconsin for generations to come.
Governor Evers, this is your chance to set the record straight and clean the record for you.
Absolutely. They keep saying that I sleep too late. I get up early just like any other human being that's working hard to work for the people of Wisconsin. So going to bed late, getting up early, they say that I spend too much sleeping. I'm just kidding, frankly, but it is a bunch of crap. Here's the deal. Our economy in the state of Wisconsin is strong. We are strong because we're Wisconsinites. We've been able to fix the roads. We've been able to provide resources for our public schools. We've cut taxes by 15%, and we've brought businesses to every corner of the state of Wisconsin, small businesses, over 6,000 right now, heading to 7,000. So we've been successful. We've been doing the right thing, and we're going to continue doing the right thing going forward. We're strong. We're a strong state, and we're going to continue to be strong. Here's my beef. This November, we're going to be making a huge choice here in the state of Wisconsin. It's about continuing to do the right thing, being a strong Wisconsin, or frankly, going backwards, because we've chosen a governor who, on issues after issue after issue, on abortion, on voting rights, on education, radical solutions that are going to hurt our state. Folks, first of all, thanks to the group of the broadcasters for doing this great work tonight, and thank you. I hope to have your vote this November.
Thank you, Governor Evers. Thank you, Mr. Michels. And I'd also like to thank our question team, and I'm going to name them again for you. It's Amy DuPont from La Crosse, Frederica Freiberg from here in Madison, Dan Hagan from Rhinelander, Dr. Ken Harris from Milwaukee, Victor Jacobo from Milwaukee and Telemundo, Wisconsin, the statewide, and Michelle McCormick from Green Bay. We've covered the state. We'd also like to thank our data team members who have been working behind the scenes.
Okay, that's about it.
And really want to tell you that
wanna take a
these
break and then do a breakdown?
Yeah. Do a little breakdown. You said, "Oh, I'm sorry, Tim. Can you repeat what you said? I'm having trouble hearing you."
Oh, I said you want to take a quick break and then come back and do like a recap and breakdown. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm having trouble hearing you, brother.
Can you hear me?
No, I can't hear you I can't hear you at all. Wait. I can hear you in my headset. No, I can hear you, dude. Okay, so you gonna take a little break, see then?
Yeah, let's take a quick break.
All right. Well, we're streaming live though.
Okay.
We are alive a streaming.
We
Although
are
I can't just
live.
cut you off for a bit. Here, you go take a break.
Yeah,
I'll
I'll just mute my mic.
yeah, I don't even
you
see
can
your
vamp
fucking
for the
source on
people.
the thing right now.
Vamp for the people, vamp for the revolution.
Vamp for the rev. Okay, go take a break, Tim. All right, folks. But yeah, no. Oh, the thing I've been really worried about this whole debate cycle with Tony Evers is that, like, yeah, he's not exactly a strong candidate. He's never really been a strong candidate. It's never really been his motif. Yeah, he's never been like that top guy who's like, oh shit, this is gonna be the guy to this guy's really gonna be the guy to kick out Scott Walker. When Scott Walker was going into 2018, I thought like, oh no, here's another Democrat that's gonna fall to him. He's basically got the charisma of a wet sandwich. Uh, Poor fucking guy. But it's just like, yeah, and plus he was like a teacher. And it's like, yeah, oh yeah, all Scott Walker ever did was like stomp the teachers' unions and pretty much get the fuck away with it. Yeah, so it's not like Evers has done anything like incredible, because as soon as, and Tim's gonna mention this when he gets back, but as soon as they had as soon as the Republicans had like access to, as soon as they knew they were losing the governorship, they used the state senate and their control over the state senate to basically gut the position and make sure Evers couldn't really change anything he wanted to, like, basically keep all the decisions from the Scott Walker era intact and make sure they can't do shit about it. Yeah. No, it's and it's kind of hard to watch. I'm worried about this election because I think what really still carried Tony Evers in 2018 was like the big anti-Trump movement, and it's unfortunate that presidential politics play the part that they do in our own local politics, but and how basically a bad Democrat associating with state Democrats will kind of lean badly on we'll lean badly on the state Democrat trying to run for office. So not too fun. Michels looked surprisingly. He looked a little bit more competent than Ron Johnson. So that's the part that worries me. Yeah, that's what's got me there. It's a scary fucking time here in Wisconsin. It's going to only be more scary. And local politics here have sucked for quite a while. You get a little discussion going in Milwaukee just about like which bars are part of the Tavern League, and people start getting all defensive about like, well, they need like all this unity and representation. It's like, all right, but like the shit I really don't agree with is that like they keep trying to like restrict like the sale of recreational marijuana or even medicinal marijuana in Wisconsin. Like they don't even let like that into the door. And it's just frustrating. We're a state with the most drunk driving accidents in the country. We have drinking is a huge problem in the state, and it's not much is done about it. The Tavern League is in the Tavern League has the government in their pockets, and they're not going to change shit about it. They don't care what no Democrat like Tony Evers or no Republican tells them. Like, as a matter of fact, they're only going to try to back up a Republican that helps them out. I was bitching about the Tavern League, Tim. Tim, you need to join that link. I can't hear you at all.
Yeah, hold on. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you better now.
All right. How about now?
Not better, yeah.
All right. Yeah, yeah, the Tavern League. Really? All right. If I were a Democrat in Wisconsin running for office, I would be shouting about the legislature.
Shouting about what?
The legislature.
Okay.
Because like the Republicans have controlled the legislature going back like what, like 20 years now,
Yeah.
and I feel like you can confidently lay pretty much every major problem in Wisconsin at their feet. They have had the reins. Like he trumpeted our failing test scores. Uh, like Walker gutted the teachers union 10 years ago. And maybe the state just hasn't recovered from like the austerity and brutal missteps of the Walker administration.
Yeah. But how do we I guess the question comes down to how do we make it possible to affect the state senate? Like how do we get like the rest of the red state of the inland of Wisconsin to vote against those policies that they keep electing in? And
I
keep
honestly have no idea because the representative from Pleasant Prairie got voted back into the Mount Pleasant. I got those two mixed up.
Yeah.
I think it was Mount Pleasant. After the Foxconn deal,
Yeah.
like literally marching residents out of their homes at gunpoint, including like they took a disabled kid and like forced him out of his home and into a home that wasn't equipped to deal with his disability, so that
They
they
don't
could
care.
give that land to Foxconn for absolutely nothing.
You don't give a shit.
On terms that like the people of Mount Pleasant weren't even allowed to deal with. Like I don't get how the Foxconn deal isn't the bigger talking point for Democrats in Wisconsin.
Yeah, I don't get that either because it is just like a big old like if they want to bring up Kenosha, they can just like bring up like well the active theft that happened like right here and
Yeah.
But no, they never want to bring that up. I don't understand why either.
I don't understand why. And I feel like this is actually a criticism I have of the Barnes Effers administration is that I think they've been very soft when it comes to Foxconn. Like I think Evers was like working with Foxconn to renegotiate the terms of their deal.
Wait, Evers was?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's
It's
that's
like
not
that
a
kind of
very
like
good point to
neoliberal
be
shit
bringing
going
up
on.
being attacked on it then.
Yeah.
Well, shit. That's why then. Like, shit, you can't be keeping your hands in all the pockets then. Like, you gotta like take a stand somewhere.
Yeah.
Why not the Taiwanese like company that like your opponent supported to bring into your state that basically conned them into
the deal that like Scott Walker, the multi-billion deal that like Scott Walker negotiated on like a 3-drink lunch with
yeah
with some representative that totally bamboozled him.
Yeah, fucking stupid. I don't know, dude. But how do you think Evers is gonna do with his debate performance? I was a little more impressed with. I was a little bit more impressed with Mandela Barnes. I'll be honest.
Yeah, Mandela Barnes was definitely better prepared. He's definitely a better public speaker.
Yeah, Michael's unfortunately like just looked more competent from like an average perspective.
He looked. Like, I mean, he looked like your typical. Like I said in the during the stream, he looks like an '80s villain. Yeah. And I think he kind of operates that way in like the totality of his whole life.
And Evers looked like a bureaucrat with all of his papers disorganized and kind of stuttering through.
Yeah,
his stump speeches he had there.
He honestly reminded me of nothing so much as like the deacon at a church or something.
Yeah, like a boring deacon who you're really looking forward to just leaving and watching. Yeah. Like definitely like a Reverend Lovejoy type of vibe from him. And it's unfortunate too because like I feel I was talking about this way you're gone. I feel like in Wisconsin we're still going to need a lot of that energy that was missing in 2018 out of like retaliation for like a horrible reality show or GOP president, and we're having to rely on like defending the senile old fucking racist that is the Democrat in office now as the representation of the well, do you want like his supporters supporting them thing? And I think that yeah, it's not it's kind of hard for Tony Evers to get away from that and like be his own thing without that, because even his own thing is just kind of like meh, surprisingly meh. It's better than fucking Joe Biden. It's better than what I associate with the Democratic Party nationally. But average voters, I don't think are going to do that. And I
Yeah.
don't think that you're going to get like younger people to really come out for Evers as much. But I mean, but here's this, as you say, Tim, is it's like I'm hoping that the abortion issue becomes more of an issue, but
Right.
we're gonna see. We're gonna see.
I
too optimistic.
hope so. And the recent polls in the Johnson Barnes debate aren't promising. It's very discouraging.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the numbers on Tim Michels and Tony Evers.
And it sucks too because I feel like the Ron Johnson, like he's a much more vulnerable candidate. Like he's
He
an
should be.
incumbent
He
who's
should
been in
be.
there and make. What are you saying?
I said he should be a weak candidate. He's
Yeah.
been a terrible senator.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, and like just the fact of like incumbents following unpopular presidencies where like they get booted out, like tend to be on the defensive end, and this is him at the defensive end, and I'm still like, I'm not too, I'm just not seeing like too many different things from Democrats, and that's kind of the part that's like worrying me, is that I feel like they need to really be the innovators, but I just don't quite see it. I don't quite see the inspiration. The inspiration is like the fucking the Republicans are horrible. Like that's the inspiration, and then that's not much of an identity.
Yeah. Who was Benglinger?
Who's who?
Who is Benglinger?
Benglinger?
Yeah. Hold on. I'm just looking at the current polling results from 538.com.
Bellinger for, I think he's a guy, Joan Ellis Bellinger for 2022 Wisconsin governor. Oh, and she endorsed for Tim Michels and Ron Johnson.
Oh, okay. Well,
she's an independent who endorsed the Republicans.
I hope she takes away some of the Republican vote because
no, she endorsed him.
As of last week, she did endorse him, but as of last week, she was still polling at 7%.
Well, she did endorse him, and I do kind of expect Republicans to go lockstep. Hey, here, for those libertarian fucks who like want to be independent and want to be hard to get,
hey, vote Benglinger. Libertarians, vote Benglinger.
No, there's a different one. There's like here, 1 second. Yeah, actually, here's
Oh wow, she's like
is she the next highest polling?
Yeah, she is. It's like the most recent poll has Evers at 46, Michels at 41, 7 for Benglinger.
It's gonna be close. Yeah.
Every election in Wisconsin is close. I think every single statewide election has been like within 1,500 votes. Going back to Walker.
Yeah, it's been getting tighter. No, like Evers had a lead for most of September, and it's just been getting tighter towards the election.
Yeah, they are in a dead heat according to most polls.
Yeah. Well, Bellinger endorsed. I mean, I don't know. I'm not too optimistic. I'm sticking with that. I'm not too. I'm keeping my pessimism intact. I'm keeping it forward that like in the future we're gonna have to be doing mutual aid. We're going to be helping our neighbors and getting our fellow workers ready for any type of strike that they're ready to do, and give them the resources that they need to, be able to support themselves and their families while they're taking the big risk. Putting themselves out there. So. It's. I have a feeling it's going to be one of those fights, and we should really be making the contingency plan once the vote fails. because I just don't expect even if we get Evers in for another 4 years, it's just waiting another four for like some other worse Republican to come in like once like Evers is another 4 years and not being able to get anything done
Yeah.
because we're not gonna be able to change the state senate in like 4 years. I mean, we had 4 years to change it, and it's like look where we're at with it. It's just there needs to be a better way to there needs to be a better way to like get Republicans to like to get like working class Republicans like over to like a different to either just stop their appeal of the GOP or to like change the Democratic identity to like get their votes.
Yeah. And I don't think the neoliberal should help because when Democrats start talking neoliberal, they just kind of sound like the Republicans. And
I think Americans kind of like liberalism. Like we like to like persuade that we like it, but I think that like deep down, especially working class Americans, really like illiberal shit. I think they do.
it's just like you talk about like creating jobs and like we need more workers. Like that's something I saw on Barnes's website. Was that like, oh yeah, no. He kind of repeated the whole thing about how factory and manufacturing jobs they can't find workers, and it's like no, they can find workers. What they can't find is workers who are willing to do the work underpaid.
Yes. Because I mean, what they're ignoring is the Great Resignation because like people are leaving the jobs that are underpaying to go to higher paying jobs.
Yeah,
Because all we did is like there was like a kind of it wasn't exactly a labor strike. It was just a de facto kind of like I fuck my job, and people treat and like businesses treated that like as an oh well the market needs like, a little bit of motivation. Okay, well we'll increase like some of the wages depending on the industry, depending on the place. Like if they need more people, it's like well logically you're going to try to like attract more workers. You're going to like increase your pay a little bit to get people on. Because honestly, if I go into an interview and they offer me a price I don't like and I threaten to walk, they might be like getting me to like they might be raising their offer just to keep me around. Like
yeah,
this is what leverage is. This is what negotiation is. It's like yeah, you risk it for a little bit, but the thing is that you also know like what they need, and you're willing to exploit that without having you don't have to be as literal about it. But like you also should just be able to say like no I'm worth this much. I mean that's a big problem is people are discovering how much that their labor is actually worth and being able
right.
to put a price on it. Like it's a bit more of a I mean with the gig economy and everything else like you are able to like pick a couple more things like you won't be completely screwed if you quit your day job altogether. You'll probably be able to find something else.
Right. And that should be another thing that like well, I mean with our terrible legislature there's no way it would ever come, but like making kind of what like California has, that was a referendum for them, right? Of classifying gig workers as like actual employees.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened with that.
Because that is an issue.
Yeah. No, it's a big issue, but because I mean, it's a way to like get out of paying any of these workers health care, keep them out of a union too.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, but here's the thing: is that most Americans don't even have union jobs,
No, they don't.
and most of the time I've ever talking to like really working class people, like half of them are skeptics about unions anyway. Like I have them like for half of them, it's like it's just fun to talk shit about like unions because
Right. No,
they don't really understand them.
I am, I'm an employee at MKE1, and I go on like the Amazon subreddit, and I get into debates with like my fellow workers who, for some reason, think that all a union is going to do is going to like come in and steal their money, and it's like
Yeah.
no, that's not the case. Like, there's a reason why Amazon spends millions of dollars to fight every single union claim, and it's not because they think the union is just going to like come in and do nothing. There's a lot that keeps getting put out. I'm pretty sure most of these people are like paid bot.
No, I mean, I wouldn't doubt that either.
whatever
But
that
like,
might
I mean,
have,
I think when you talk to people in person and you start when you start talking to them about it, I mean, I think a good way is just to like at least compel them to, like, at least let them know. It's like, well, yeah, it takes no courage to actually have. It takes no courage to actually sit in line with your boss and go, okay, well, I mean, like what they're paying me is okay. I can live with it. It doesn't take any doesn't take any grit to do that. You're not gonna take the risk to like actually achieve what you need. You're not gonna do what it takes to actually get what you need done for your family. And I think that
Yeah.
like that's what people in that position
Well,
need to be told up to their face.
their strategy is to like keep everyone at a subsistence wage as well,
Yeah.
so that no one has these savings required to like take a stand and go on strike.
Or just be able to afford. I mean, the other part issue, yeah, or be able to do anything,
Yeah.
like pay for their car when it breaks down, or
Right.
have a savings just for a medical emergency because they
Right.
don't have health insurance, and they might get hit with like $800 for a hospital visit.
Right. But yeah, like there's no way that like we could get enough people to who can actually afford like a month of striking to like shut down MKE1 and try to form a union.
No, I mean, not at this point. Not with the movement the way it is right now. I mean, I think a way to do it is to make like a localized thing, is to have like get people in an area like Milwaukee or like Chicago or like any of these areas, or even smaller areas might even be a better idea, like Kenosha, where you're able to get like enough people and get enough of a savings from people around that area who want to be anti-Amazon and go like, well, yeah, I do buy outside of Amazon, but I want to like fuck them by giving money to something else. So like there could be like a type of subscription service to like building toward a mutual aid fund,
Yeah.
or you give this much a month. Just an idea. It's a thought. There's other people who do a lot more with mutual aid, and you look into what they do.
Yeah, I mean that's something, but I don't know. I look around MKE1 and I don't know how many of those people have the resources to even contribute to that. And then I look around the city and I see, I don't know. I think a lot of these Amazon haters are louder than they are like actually committed to doing shit.
But that's the beauty of the internet, Tim, is that you can start something from like the internet that can affect a direct area. It just needs
Yeah,
to
we could do like a GoFundMe or whatever. I'm sure there's a better one specifically for like.
Oh yeah, there are better ones. There's better ways to do mutual aid that we need to find out that, and that will do better than these streams. These are like the first two, and this is our first remote one. So sorry for that like long delay, people, of not having audio and figuring that not having audio, then having audio, and then not having it again, and having a couple video issues, a couple technical issues. This one as well, but
We're working things out. We're blue collar. We're not IT guys.
No, we're not. No, we're not. Yeah, Tim, you got anything else to say about this debate so far?
I felt bad for Tony out there.
Took some shots.
Took some shots. Not a natural politician, which is like one of the things I love about him, but
Yeah,
a bad context.
yeah, not much of a performer.
Yeah, and he just looks tired, and like I get it because they won't let him do shit, and it's frustrating.
Super frustrating. All right, yeah, and I basically got the same idea. I'm not as this little debate made me a little more nervous about how the Democrats are going to do.
Yeah,
it restarted that anxiety for me.
I think both races are pretty much dead even right now.
Which to me favors Republicans.
It does. It'll like it always does. It'll come down to turnout in Milwaukee.
Which I'm not really seeing too much of. Like I'm not seeing too many. I'm not seeing young people being too stoked out about this. I'm not seeing like people in like the north side of Milwaukee. Not seeing them get them out there. I'm not seeing any of this shit. I'm not sure how the south side's doing either. I'm not seeing too much political activation here, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think early voting opens next week, so get those ballots in, everybody.
Vote by mail if you can.
Vote by mail if you can.
Or vote in person.
I always vote in person because it's like 2 blocks away from my house.
I know. Tim's old school and likes the traditional process.
I like the sticker. I put it on my wallet.
That sticker can go fuck itself. I vote in the privacy of my own home with my own influences and no one else watching, no one else waiting behind me, waiting for me to finish.
Yeah, I just check Wikipedia before I go out, and usually I do. I don't think I've accidentally voted for any crazy Republicans yet. So.
I mean, I voted for Hillary Clinton, so I voted for some real pieces of shit before. So I mean, like, I really watch what I do now. So
Yeah.
just me. All right, well, folks, I think that'll conclude our working wing stream for the night. Uh, Stay safe out there. Be sure to listen to our friend James Kunka, jameskunka.bandcamp.com.
Yes.
And until next time, keep on working.
Keep on working.
You come running to me with the ugliest news. Silently, I'm nursing quite a case of the blues, and it's not made easy by the look on your face. If you only wore one, we'd have fit into place. Now we both go running for a new mask to wear. Earth continues spinning, we see nobody cares. We're like, what if we accidentally fell into line? Nobody would notice and the fault would be mine, 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 mine. Silently, I'm nursing quite a case of the blues. You come running to me with the